portion of Fox 43 AM Live is sponsored by Endeavor Private Wealth.
Brady Franklin, a partner at Endeavor Private Wealth, is joining us for our latest segment on investing. Brady, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, Brady, so I'm interested in your thoughts about the acronym TINA, standing for There Is No Alternative. We often hear it used in the context of where people should invest their money as in the stock market because there is no alternative. Do you agree?
Yeah, and it's good to be with you again, Dane. We have heard TINA being used during periods of strong equity market performance. The TINA effect can encourage people to invest in what's been performing strongly and to shun weaker performing alternatives. Of course, past performance is no guarantee of future results. TINA has also been used during times when stocks haven't been performing well, but as a warning that other asset classes could perform even worse, again, suggesting there is no alternative. Personally, I'm dubious about generalizations regarding TINA.
Okay, so in what respect is dubious a little bit here?
I believe the operative word is alternative. And what I mean by that is instead of there being no alternative, investors and consumers should consider explicit and implicit alternatives to help improve their decision making. Explicit alternatives are all the choices and costs that are present when we're making a decision. Implicit alternatives are the unseen opportunity costs. Opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative when a decision is being made. It represents the potential benefit an investor or a consumer gives up when choosing one alternative over another.
And can you give us an example of an opportunity cost investing then?
Hypothetically, let's say an investor is considering buying a U.S. Treasury note, given its currently attractive yield and relatively low risk. If held to maturity, the investor will receive their principal and will have collected interest payments during the term of the bond. But what if instead of buying the bond, the investor buys a basket of stocks like a S&P 500 index or ETF fund and holds the stock or fund for the same period as the bond term?
Okay.
While there would be no guarantee that the value of the stocks and dividends received will exceed the value of the bond investment, historically stocks have tended to outperform bonds over the long term, although doing so at a much higher level of risk. Foregoing the potentially higher returns from the stocks in favor of the less volatile but potentially lower returns from the bonds is the opportunity cost that investors must weigh.
I imagine opportunity costs should also be considered when we are consuming goods or services, not just when we invest.
Yeah, generally speaking, that would be a wise habit to get into. Maybe think about your daily habit, Dane, of buying your, I don't know, double caramel macchiato latte.
You know me too well.
Spending $5 or $6 a day, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but what if you brewed your own coffee at home and drank it in a thermos at work, saving $4 or $5 a day in the process? Think about how those savings could add up and what other uses you could apply those savings toward. Again, that's the opportunity cost. In most economic situations, we have a great many alternatives to consider instead of, as TINA would have us to believe, no alternatives.
But can't you go a little bit batty in trying to assess the trade-offs of all choices we have to make?
Some people get carried away and a little over analyzing everything and experiencing paralysis by analysis.
Oh, yeah.
The inability to make a decision because they're overwhelmed by all the possibilities. And that is why we believe investors may find it helpful to seek guidance from a trusted financial professional to help them, let them buy that latte maybe, and listen to understand your situation, think through your goals and investment choices to better align with your investment time horizon and risk tolerance, and again, those goals.
Well, Brady, I think I can drink to that. Thank you for joining us this morning. We always appreciate your time. Of course, everybody, to learn more about Endeavor Private Wealth, visit EndeavorPW.com.
The preceding portion of Fox 43 AM Live was sponsored by Endeavor Private Wealth.